Hey everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel. Thank you for tuning in, and first and foremost I want to apologize because I haven't posted for a while. My third video, which was my last video, actually got taken down due to a copyright strike. So I've been trying to figure out ways to revamp my content so it doesn't happen again. But I want to thank you guys, to all my subscribers that are still here. And I promise to you in the future I will post more often and I'll be more on top of things. But without further ado, let's get right into this business. So welcome back everyone, and from the title I'm pretty sure you already know what I'm going to be talking about. I will give you a bit of the background story first, before I get into the main story. I might not get into too much of the details because it is pretty horrific and YouTube might take my video down again, which I really don't want. So let's get into the background story. Okay, so as I looked more into this incident, I realized how horrible the background history was. A lot of humans were experimented on during World War II, from Germany to Japan. These doctors basically conducted research that they thought they would give them an advantage over their enemies. So some of these experiments were conducted using drugs and chemicals and poison, to see what the effect would be. Doctors thought they were God, basically. They thought they were God, and they thought they could do whatever they want to these poor people. So some of the first survivors actually, according to the documentary, some of the survivors still don't know what was performed on them. So going into Unit 731, it was one of the famous incidents that happened in World War II, and it wasn't acknowledged until 2002, according to the documentary that I watched, which I will mention down below. Ishii Shiro was the main person behind Unit 731, was a main doctor, and was focusing on chemical and biological research. And he thought by doing the sick experiments that he was helping Japan in some way to gain advantage over their enemies. So they invaded Manchuria, which eventually became the unit's main place. The hospitals, not the hospital, it wasn't a hospital, but basically the unit's main area where the lab was and where the prisoners were. So he basically infected these people with plague and chemicals to see what the outcome would be. He even dissected some of these people alive with no pain medicine or anesthesia. So towards the end of the World War II, he did order the rest of the doctors to kill the rest of the prisoners so that they wouldn't be found out. I think they ended up not going through with it, or didn't end up killing everybody. But just to give you guys some numbers, at least 200,000 died from biological warfare, and 3,000 were killed from medical experiments. These doctors were never punished. Some of them ended up working at hospitals and universities, according to the documentary that I watched. Some of these victims were used as specimens like in universities, to basically teach students and stuff like that, which is horrible. Again, according to that documentary. So Ishii ends up dying years later from cancer. I don't think that's any consolidation for what happened, for what this man did to these poor people. He basically huge monster, experimenting on these people, infecting them with plague and chemicals that could literally kill them. So how did My Hero Academia get involved in this? Well, continue watching the video to find out. So Kohei Horikoshi, author of My Hero Academia, was writing a new chapter for a Shonen Jump series and decided to use a name for a doctor who experimented on humans in the manga. So he ended up naming him Maruta Shiga. Okay, people thought it was a reference to Japanese war crimes. Maruta actually means blog in English, and that was the name the Japanese army used for prisoners back in their day. So that name referred to their test subjects or victims. So this obviously outraged a lot of people, including China. China asked for a lot of people, including China, asked for an apology and asked him to change the name, which he did. Shonen Jump also issued an apology, but it wasn't enough. China just canceled the whole anime, the game, and just basically banned the anime, and then canceled the game that was about to come out for My Hero Academia. So Horikoshi has just been facing a lot of backlash lately. And then so-called fans decided to completely dissect the anime to find similarities and controversies, like birthdays and how it's similar to Hitler, or how other names refers to other people, to just try to bring this man down even further. So I don't know. So apparently somebody had the same birthday or same reference, the same name, and then now all of a sudden everybody just wants to bring the entire show down. I don't know what's going on, but here's my opinion. So I just want to let you guys know, I know that what happened was horrible to these people. These people suffered so much. I watched that documentary and I was just honestly very disgusted. But what the opinions that I'm about to put out are only from my perspective. I'm pretty sure a lot of other people have other opinions and have their perspective on this matter. But I'm just saying, this is my opinion, and this is what I think what should have done and what shouldn't have been done. I just strictly my opinion. I don't mean to bash anybody, not China, not Japan. So let me just tell you my opinion. So first off, I can understand why a lot of people are very upset by this. I can understand. After watching that documentary, I understood even more why people were just so upset about this. But from my personal opinion, they shouldn't have changed the name. Okay, it's not like the name was Ishishiro, which I thought it was at first. That's why at first I kind of backed off. But I thought they named the character after the actual person. So when I researched it more, I realized that wasn't it. But it's not like he was named after the person. Okay. Instead it was named after the prisoners, which I'm pretty sure it's equally as bad, but still it's pretty horrific. Okay. What happened to these people was pretty horrific, but that's why I think it should have been brought to light. People to this day, in a place where we have no idea that exists, are going through human experiments. There are doctors out there that we don't know about who are doing human experiments, and I feel like My Hero Academia would have been a great way to bring light in this situation and to educate people on that horrific event, and that this thing still happens to this day and we don't even know about it. Okay. We go to doctors, trusting doctors, trusting, we go do our checkups, we go do surgery, we have no idea what these doctors do behind closed doors, behind the scenes that people don't know about. So it is pretty scary, and I felt like My Hero Academia would have shown a great example of how dangerous, this can be. So, but like the thing is, I don't know, I feel like China's just ashamed of their past. This is just my opinion. China's just going all out on this, and I just honestly feel like it's just, I don't know, a shame, and then you're just hiding behind My Hero Academia. That's my point of view. Like, we had the Holocaust, we had slavery, we had a whole bunch of things in America and Germany and other countries, okay? And we talk about it. We don't just hide it and then just put it in the past and then just not talk about it. Yeah, history is still twisted, maybe until college, you start getting the real stuff, but it's still twisted. Some history aren't true. So sorry to the closed-minded people, Columbus Day is irrelevant, and no, he did not discover America. The Native Americans did. So, anyways, back to my opinion. We reference a lot of history in our daily lives, in shows, in movies, in comics, in documentaries, and it's just a lot. Like, we have South Park, we have Boondocks, we have what's that other show? Family. We just have so much, even cartoons that kids watch have these references. Okay, I guess China's community is communist. I guess they don't have that much freedom of speech. But even then, like, even if he did it on purpose, like, why change the name? Okay, it would have been a great educational moment to be able to teach people, to be able to educate people on this serious topic. Okay, anime has expressed a lot of great teachable moments in life. Okay, and more teachable moments than school, honestly. And I feel like anime would have been a great way to teach these teachable moments, because you just go into so much depth, and they just bring things to light that I feel like no other show, especially America, would not bring to light. Because America is so sensitive nowadays. It's just how it is. I don't know, like, it's just the fact that if something happened in our country or in other countries, you best believe we're making it a movie. I mean, how many times have we done that? We make movies, we reference movies all the time. Okay, something happens, I don't know, about rape, and then Lifetime comes out with a new movie, and what was it? They've made movies about like people's death, Britney Spears, blah blah blah. They just love to reference and make movies about these incidents. So I don't know, I guess it's just America and the freedom of speech we have, but still, if something happens, you best believe it's gonna be turned into a movie, because that's how we are. So the guy, I feel like there's just no reason for it to be canceled. It's not like he was portrayed as a hero. Gets stopped for his crimes eventually. Before I watched the documentary, though, my thought was just like My Hero Academia was just a rock to hide behind their shame. I still kind of feel the same, because it just makes no sense to cancel the entire series and then just ban everything related to it. I feel like there's some emotional, some tension that's still there. I don't know, but like I feel like there's no reason to cancel the show just because of the name. Okay, especially when the guy apologized and even changed the name. I feel like there's something deeper there. That's just basically how I feel. This thing almost happened a decade ago, and I'm not saying that it's okay just because it happened a decade ago, but still, I feel like it's past due, and I feel like we need to move on from it. So I don't think they should have changed the name. I don't think they should cancel or ban the entire show. I just think it's a little bit overboard, and they need to rethink everything before they cancel a really great anime that everybody enjoys. At least some of them claim they do. So so-called fans, and then with the birthday situation, and then with like the other name situation, I just feel like, how do you have the time? Like, honestly, seriously, how do you have the time to go research and dissect an entire show and be like, oh, this is the same birthday as this person? Like, girl, do you not have work or family or events in your life? How do you have the time? Like, just enjoy the show for what it is. These so-called fans, they're a great fan of the show, and all of a sudden something happens and a controversy happens, and then they ultimately just dissect the entire thing. Okay, dissect the entire thing, and now all of a sudden they're finding things that are wrong with it. They're finding things that are happening, and I'm just like, and it's crazy because they do it with every show, every movie, whether it's here or Japan or China or wherever. As soon as a controversy breaks out, so-called fans that were with you, that say they're with you, they're kind of just like bad friends. Everything is great, and then something happens to you, and then just, oh, we're not good friends anymore. It's crazy because I'm like, if this didn't break out, you wouldn't be going and dissecting the entire show and saying, oh, this is what I found, this is what I found, this is what I found, and I'm outraged. And I feel like a lot of people being outraged, just like, I feel like some of them didn't even understand the depth of what really happened in China. I don't know, I just feel like a lot of these people who are dissecting the anime, who are being angry and upset, I don't think you fully understand the situation. It's just my opinion. I feel like all of a sudden you want to play the hero, you want to find information and like, why? Because I feel like it's kind of hypocritical to me. It's kind of hypocritical. I don't know how you guys think. I don't know if you guys understand what I'm trying to say. It's like, if this had never happened, trust me, you wouldn't be searching for birthdays. But all of a sudden you see something bad, and then all of a sudden you're like, oh, I must search this to see how this relates, or I must see if I can find more controversy. Like, if you do not understand the depth of the situation, don't act like you do. Okay? I don't understand. I don't think anybody could ever understand what it means to be experimented on and dissected alive. Okay? I don't think anybody, but I'm just saying, if this wasn't out, I promise you wouldn't be searching you wouldn't be dissecting the anime like that. So stop acting differently now. Like, stop acting differently. So I honestly really hope it doesn't get canceled. So the lesson, I have to write this down. So everything you do in life and everything that happens in life is for a reason. Don't disregard your shameful ways or your downfall, because that is what is going to make you stronger in the end. The only way to heal from it is to not hide it and express your feelings as so that you can help others. So, you've seen in documentaries and shows, like, people are expressed mental health issues, different types of issues, and they ultimately help people, So I feel like by exposing this, I feel like we can educate people more that this disgusting thing still exists. Okay? Like, these people did not even get reprimanded. They didn't go to prison. Some of them went to university to go teach. Okay? So, like, it's disgusting. But that's just what it is. And unfortunately, Unit 731 was just a whole different ball game, and it was on a whole different level. I don't think anyone can comprehend. And maybe the advice that I gave you is not comparable, but on a smaller scale. Don't be ashamed of yourself. Don't, if something happened to you, when you're ready, display that. Display that moment in your life so that you can help others. Because best believe there's billions of people on this planet who are going through mental health, who have been, certain things happen to them, and they need that one person to be like, hey, this happened to me and I overcame it. So I feel like this would have been a great way for My Hero Academia to display the disgusting thing these people did, okay, and make an example of whoever is doing it whoever is still doing it that's out there. So I also want to just say to China that I'm sorry for what you went through, and I don't think any of us will ever understand what you went through in World War II, but you guys just have overcome so much. Japan has come a long way. China has come a long way, and by the way, I believe South Korean people were part of these experiments as well. That they were some of the victims that were part of these experiments as well. Sorry, I didn't mention that earlier. But I just want to say that just be strong about it. Try to move on from it. And there are a lot of people who are going through this, so it'll be a great idea to just expose the situation and bring it as an educational topic to the world out there, because I promise you, you're not the only country who have experienced and who are still experiencing. I don't know if you guys are still experiencing it, but I'm sure there's other countries out there who have fake doctors who are experimenting on humans, and I feel like that would have just brought everything to light. So I feel like you guys have just come a long way, and I feel like it's time to look into the future and to do things to prevent this from happening in the future. But my intention was not to bash anyone or speak out of context. I just feel like it wasn't necessary to cancel the show, and I feel like I feel like My Hero Academia would have been a great way to just maybe express what you went through so that other people wouldn't have to go through it. So that was just basically, why I made this video. So in conclusion, I hope I didn't speak out of context. I hope I didn't sound like I don't know what I was talking about, because I did research the entire thing. He apologized. He changed the name. So I really feel like you guys should just forgive him and just move on from the situation and try to make amends. But we support you. I support you, Horikoshi, because I love My Hero Academia. It's just an amazing anime, and it just portrays what I feel like America could be, but unfortunately not. In terms of being a hero and helping others out, and but Horikoshi, if you're ever watching this, which you probably don't, because I literally only have 11 subscribers. But I support you. Stay strong and keep being the great author that you are. No matter what happens, the anime community will stand by you. At least those that are real fans will stand by you. And I'm sure there's more of us than there's more of the fake friends, the fake fans that are out there. So guys, that's all for today. I am actually planning on incorporating anime news into my segments. Let me know what you guys thought about this one. I really wanted to talk about this subject because My Hero Academia is very important to me and I really love this anime. So yeah, I'm planning on doing more anime news and try to incorporate that, and let's see how that goes. So if you like this content, if you like anime, if you like Asian culture, Japanese culture, Chinese culture, anime, this is the place to be. I'm still starting out. I'm still, small, but I promise you I'll eventually get better. But let me know what you guys want me to talk about. Let me know what you guys want me to discuss. So if you like this content, please hit that like and subscribe button and comment below what you think about this situation and should My Hero Academia be cancelled. But anyway, thank you for watching and I will see you next time.